Welcome back, guys, to another movie review. Today we're talking about Nightmare Alley. Nightmare Alley is directed by Guillermo del Toro and stars Bradley Cooper, Rooney Mara, Toni Collette, Cate Blanchett, Richard Jenkins, and many more big actors here. This film is about Bradley Cooper, well, his character, and he is this lonely, kind of mysterious man who stumbles upon the circus looking for work, who ends up being able to show his skill in a certain kind of performance magic that gets him into, well, some difficult situations. You might recognize our director, Guillermo del Toro, from some of his great work in films like Hellboy, Pan's Labyrinth, as well as his much awarded The Shape of Water. This year, his film Nightmare Alley was nominated for a few awards, including Best Picture, but it didn't get nearly as much recognition as The Shape of Water, unfortunately. Firstly, I must say the cinematography and the composition and lighting therein is utterly gorgeous here, and that combined with the production design and the costume and makeup really puts you into the thick of this world. I adored the vibes and feeling of being in this carnival-esque world for a large portion of the movie. The whole film has kind of a fantastical feel to it, and it is dark and grimy, but it still has something almost kind of magical to it, and it kind of really harkens back for me to the aesthetic that we saw in Pan's Labyrinth. It feels like someone is telling us this magical, fantastical old fable for us to learn a lesson from this story, and this movie and film would go very well with a dark, cloudy, rainy day, as the vibes are there. The acting on display across the board, as usual, is very good, and I think Willem Dafoe definitely stands out here. He had an amazing year, and his small role here was fantastic, as always, but the real standout is definitely Bradley Cooper. He should have been in the list of Oscar nominations for Best Actor this year, but alas, he was snubbed, with many other people, of course, as he did a fantastic job interpreting this character and playing this really multifaceted man who is quite a mystery at first, but as the film goes on, it really just starts to kind of unravel before us. I was engaged with the film the entire time. However, if I had to pick out a small nitpick, is when we are with the circus group for the large portion of at least the first half of this movie, I was even more engaged, and I think I would have liked to have spent more time in that circus world. Otherwise, very few flaws actually come to mind. Also, I'm not sure how rewatchable this film will be as time goes on, but it could be. It could be that one. It could be Guillermo del Toro's next kind of Pan's Labyrinth with time, but we'll see. This film really eases you into its darkness and shocks you with a crazy ending that leaves you feeling kind of dirty. And honestly, it was one of the best films of the year. I just didn't get around to it soon enough to put it on my top 10 list. Otherwise, I think it probably would have been there. This film did not do so hot at the box office. I hope it gets a second life on streaming, as it is available on HBO Max and of course can be rented or purchased. Please do go check it out. I highly recommend it. I will give Nightmare Alley a 9 out of 10.